times, "Do you love me?" because of the threefold denial of Jesus when he was arrested. In the English, it does not quite carry over as it does in the Greek, because in the Greek, there are different words for love, and Jesus uses the word agape. Agape is the love that God has for us. Peter didn't quite understand, even though he did know. Then Jesus, on the third time, changes it to be the word filial, the filial love, which is the love that we have for brother and sister, so to speak. Yet we do know, as Pope Benedict once said to us in one of his writings, that the love that God has for us, we might even be bold to say it's the eros. Eros would be erotic love, but not in the same sense of the term that most people would interpret eros to be. But that's how radical God's love is for us. Do you also notice that as Jesus is asking Peter, "Do you love me?" do you notice that he's changing the words, "Tend my sheep," "Feed my lambs," "Feed my sheep"? So it sort of works the same way. He changes the words around. Well, today we are celebrating St. Pius X. St. Pius X was the Pope in the mid-1900s, around 1910 to the beginning of World War I. And he was a Pope who tried to stop World War I, but did not succeed. But we do owe a great deal to Pope Pius because he actually was pretty, moved the church forward. What I mean by that is he encouraged people to receive communion on a much more regular basis. Because before, people would not receive communion too regularly. And he also changed the age for us to receive our first communion to be at the age of reason, which would be around 7 or 8 years old, where before in his time it was much later. So we do owe a great deal to Pope Pius X for advancing us forward in regard to helping us to be able to receive Jesus more frequently and regularly. You also have to remember at that time that in order for someone to receive communion, they had to fast for more than just 1 hour. They had to fast from the day before to the morning of. So the fast began at midnight, so whatever time that you went to communion, you could not have food or drink or water. Now the rules have changed. We still need to fast an hour before we receive communion. Water is permissible, but no other drink. And the only way that we can eat food is if we are either ill, or we need to take medication, or under doctor's care, or say we have diabetes where our blood sugar could go low. Then you have the permission to eat before, because it's health related. But most days it seems like people don't realize that the fast is still in play. We are still to fast an hour before we receive communion. And that is from everything, as I said, except for water.